Hi guys, another tutorial here for you using the NSI Secrets collection, the new mermaid one. Starting off with NSI's Rose Blush, just blending down, so no smile line, just pulling down. And then NSI's Pure White, and then I'm blending back up. So almost like a baby boomer, but not actually connecting. Using my NSI Precision brush, working with them as design powder, so nice and thin. Then I'm going to use one of the new Secrets sparkles, which is called Glistening Coral, which is like an orangey, corally glitter with like an iridescent finish in there. It's really pretty. And I'm just tapping that on in a diagonal style so that it's making that nail flow nicely. So quite a simple base to start with. And then I'm going to cap that whole entire nail with my NSI Crystal Clear, because we're going to do some 3D art on top of this, so it's going to end up quite busy, so we want quite a simple base underneath. So just placing my beads on and moving them with the tip of my brush and pressing them with the belly of the brush to secure them into place, keeping that brush angle nice and flat. Again, if you were doing this on a client, you would probably put a slightly bigger apex in, but as it's on a display tip, I don't need to. So once that's gone hard, you can then file it with your 150 grit file. And then smooth off with your white block. And remove your dust with your Lush brush. And finish off that base with Glaze and Go. This is the traditional Glaze and Go, so 120 seconds in your lamp. If it's the new Glaze and Go, the LED one, then it's 60 seconds. So that's the base layer finished. So now I'm going to create some 3D shells on this nail using Pure White again, and this time Fairy Tales, which is one of the new shades. Giving it a little bit of a marble eyes on that nail. I'm using my normal precision brush because I wanted quite a big bead and I wanted plenty of time to play with it. So I'm making just a very basic shell shape. So round at the top and bringing it down to a point like a teardrop. And then I'm using actually my brush handle to put the indentations in. So as that acrylic's setting, just use your brush handle or anything that's like sharp enough, a cuticle pusher, anything like that, just to put the indentations in to make that shell effect. Nice and firm. Keep going back into it while it's setting so that you know you've got those indentations in there. And then I'm just going to smooth it off just a little bit with my brush so that they're not really sharp lines. I want them to be slightly soft. So just using the brush with a tiny bit of monomer on just to soften those lines a little bit. That's my first shell done. Now I'm going to create a starfish. So again, placing a bead on, giving it a little marble, and then starting to make that starfish shape. And again, I'm still using my NSI Precision brush just because I don't want these to be particularly small. I want a bit of liquid in there so that I've got plenty of time to mould them and get them into the shape I want. Bit awkward at this angle trying to get in so that I'm not covering it up with the camera, but I can get in there. So just using that point of my brush to try and get that shape in as much as I can. And then belly of your brush, remember, is the firm part, so if you're wanting to press down with that, that's your best bit. I'm just putting some little beads of that Fairy Tales pink on my starfish now. Hardly got any monomer on my brush at all because I really want these beads to just be nice and little. This is just some really simple, fun 3D, which is just going to give a nice, cute design. Tiny beads, just a couple on each leg of the starfish. that's the two main shells. Now I'm going to finish off just with some beads. So I'm using the glistening coral again, just with clear acrylic, and just creating little beads, almost like little stones, because we're going to put glaze and go over the top of them, so they will be shiny, so they look like little beads rather than acrylic. And again, just using the nail, the NSI Pure White and the Fairy Tale Pink. Again, just doing a little marble so you get that little marble effect bead. And some white ones as well. Just so that this nail flows, the pattern flows down, the shells are connected, they're not just randomly placed on that nail. And then some pure pink ones as well with the Fairy Tale Pink again. It's quite girly. But tiny amounts of monomer because I'm using my precision brush rather than a 3D brush, so just tiny amounts. So again, I'm just going to make those little beads that I've created shiny by just popping a little bit of glaze and go on top. And the shells, I want them to be shiny as well. Not covering the sides because I still want them to look 3D, so I'm just going on top. Into your lamp, and that nail's then done. Hope you like that girly seashell design, guys.